Welcome everyone, my name is Trish, your presenter for the day. Today's topic is about information visualization with Python. For the heads up, Python is widely used for data sciences and artificial intelligence. Today, I'm going to show you guys how graphing with Python looks like. First, we're going to have a scatter model. Then after that, we're going to have the pie model and a histogram model. So let's get started with our first graph model. We have here our datasets, raw datasets from GitHub, which has been treated with Calc in Linux. And that's our table right here. Alright, let me just pull up my source code here, ready to launch our graph from a shell. There you go. And now we're ready to analyze our given data. In the graph, we have unemployment rate on our x-axis and the decreased in salary on our y-axis. As we can see, the decreased in salary for developers has little impact compared to its unemployment rate, judging by the distances of the plots and with its small differences in numbers. Perhaps the so-called Great Resignation may have affected it, and getting more remote jobs maybe. For the second and third graphs, we have a relative data still pertaining to developers. From the same raw datasets, we have treated the same for gender, age, and months of programming experience each developer has. So just like with our first, pulling up our second source code and launching the graph from our shell, we are going to be presented with a pie model, just like so. Ready for analyzing what Python has shown from our code, we can conclude that in the field of IT or information technology, there are more males than females, and the rest prefer not to mention their gender from this survey. Heading to our last graph. Once again, let's pull up our source code and execute that from our shell, just like so. From this graph showing the age by months of programming experience, we can tell that the younger developers, or the generation Y, judging from ages shown on our data collected, has more months of experience or practice comparing to the older generation, also known as the Generation X in this scenario, with more accessible tools nowadays. It must have been easier for the younger generation to have in touch with several programming languages.